Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Mobtown Rarities in the Whale Lounge. I'm here today with my good friends Jesse and Peter from Salio's. Welcome everyone. Thank you all for coming in and trying some cool beers with us. I had the opportunity to try the new spot at Salio's a couple nights ago on our first date night with the wife. Probably the first time in about 6 or 7 months. It was awesome. We just pretty much ate our way through the menu, and thank you so much for such a great time. The beers that we're tasting tonight, they're going to be super off the wall and just a lot of fun and a lot going on with each one. But before we get to that, I wanted to kind of throw out there, how did you get your start to the restaurant business? Both of you guys, Jesse, why don't you start first? How was your start through?
So I started working at Ann's Dairy Cream in Glen Burnie. Was my first kitchen job that I ever had when I was like 16. And I certainly didn't intend to work in kitchens for the rest of my life. But when I moved to California, I kind of started working for this restaurant group called the Paragary's Restaurant Group, similar to like Foreman Wolf, in that they had multiple different restaurants within the same like city limits. And I worked for a bunch of their spaces and just kind of fell in love with food in general, and worked for some really great chefs who were really positive like mentors and encouraged me to read books and try things and the rest is just good luck, I guess.
That's pretty awesome. And we can't go without noticing that you were on which episode of, or which season of
season
Top
6.
Season 6?
Season 6.
I was at Airbnb in Richmond and like a couple months ago, and just going out to a couple local breweries. We stayed at Airbnb, and I was like, "What is on? They don't have any cable or anything." So we rated through the Netflix, and we're like, "Oh yeah, yeah."
Yeah.
So
I think they started doing repeats of all of the seasons for like during quarantine.
Right. Yeah.
Because there's so many people like reached out and were like, "Oh, I just watched,
TV
just
right
saw
now.
Your season again." Like,
Too funny.
Great. Thanks.
Pete, how did you stumble in?
In high school, my parents told me I needed to work during the summer. So a friend of mine, his family owned a bar and restaurant on the boardwalk in New Jersey. So I worked there and was a fry cook. And then I went to college and came home from college and was like, I'm 21 now. And I was like, I need a job still. And walked into a bar, had a few drinks. And I saw a sign that said, bartender want to go. That's what I want to do for summer. And talked to the owner that night. I was a little half in the bag. He's like, come back in the morning, talk. We hit it off. He's like, do you need money right now? And I was like, I guess. He's like, sweet, let's sleep with fours. I'll give you $20 and then come back at 7 o'clock and we'll get you behind the bar. And I loved it and I thought it was great. So I finished college and was like, I think I don't want to do what I was doing. Now let's go to the restaurant industry. It's fun.
No, I kind of feel the same way too. It's like I started waiting tables at Austin Grill at the can company way back when, and got into like bartending right when I was like 21, and I was like, I got cash in hand when I leave the restaurant every day, and paid my way through college, and that was a lot of fun, and obviously kind of sticking to it. Get started, by the way. No real order to this. There's a lot going on with each beer. I started with the number one, the blended Oxtoberfest. A lot of smoke to it, but super funky and a pleasant amount, honestly, of smoking. It's not just overwhelming like you're swallowing down an ashtray, honestly. But moving on. So we're after 13 years. Laughing Pint has come and gone. It was a great little like neighborhood hangout spot. You walk in the first time and you're like, I'm going to put this over here and the bar's going to go here. What vibes did you feel like you wanted to keep, and how did you, broad question, but like how did you kind of want to make it your own, essentially?
So I felt very strongly that because the Laughing Pine had been such a, I don't know, like staple in the Highlandtown community, and she had been there for so long and was so well loved by so many people, that I had to completely make it something 100% different.
Right.
And I really, this being my first place that is like mine, I really wanted it to reflect my personality and things that I loved, and I have a ridiculous plant collection that was growing too large for the house, so that had to be incorporated into the decor in some fashion.
Right.
But the rest was honestly like a lot of it was, you know, I have this kind of vision of kind of how I want it to look, but ultimately there's a bunch of things that I like that I'm going to put together and hope that it works. And then there's like, I just started collecting Oops paint from Home Depot because it was like cheap and this is a great color, and
No,
so all of the walls I painted and they're all Oops paint.
Right.
So
Accent walls. They're all accent walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But so it kind of, you know, this whole everything with this place has been in a lot of ways very serendipitous in kind of the way that it came about, and kind of the decor and vibe in general is just kind of, everything's just kind of worked out. You know, like the outside tables my friend BJ gave me, you know, so we were fortunate to like, oh, we've got 8 tables that are nice wooden tables that we can leave outside because they were free. And so it's that's kind of how, you know, the
all kind of falls together from day to day.
Exactly.
No, I totally get it. Can you walk me through your thought process on a ever-evolving food and beer cocktail menu? We go with the seasons? Do we kind of listen to what everybody else wants?
So very much seasonal. Peter and I have been going to the farmer's market every Sunday morning.
Awesome.
Yeah, so everything, I mean, even we're at a point now with, you know, where things are you know, summer is leaving and fall is coming, so we're really, the menu is changing, I mean, weekly, for the most part.
Like twice a week there's new things coming on that are gone, and it's like later in the week there's, all right, we get some more new things because that thing from earlier in the week is gone. So.
Right.
Yeah, which has been a lot of fun.
We're not available.
Yeah.
You know, they're just kind of moving on, kind of.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that people have really responded really well to that. You know, we've certainly got a few neighborhood like regulars already, and I think that people are really into like that. There's something new every time you come. You know.
Sure.
So and then the cocktails and the beer, we've been kind of. Cocktails are definitely seasonal, and then the beers, like, you know, Peter just brought on the Oxtoberfest.
One of my favorite beers year round. Yeah,
I think we sold 2 cases of it in like
3 days. Yeah. No, 3 days. Came in on Wednesday. It was gone by Saturday. Those 2 cases.
I kind of find myself drinking with the seasons too. So it's a cooler weather. You want like a nice crisp, like Oktoberfest,
but
or
something you can still have at least 2 of.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sitting outside especially too. Well, that being said, and no wrong answers to this either, I'll start with you, Peter. How do you think the craft beer scene has changed the dining and the social experience when you go out? What do you see? I know the first thing I look at, even if it's a brand new restaurant, I look at the draft list just by habit.
Yeah, and it just shrunk. It's like you have to really, really be a lot more selective in the sense that, like, we were planning on having maybe about 8 beers on draft, and we're like, you know, talking to other people in the industry, like, you know, draft beer's not moving as much, so really, like, figure out what you want to sell. And
well,
then
now even like Checker Spots, I don't think even
they're not
kegging
right to sell to bars and restaurants. They're just kegging a couple kegs for in-house in the tasting room that you can drink outside, and everything's going to canning.
Cans, yeah.
So you got to think, be like, well, if I'm going to get it on draft, are people going to love it? And, I mean, I hope what I choose people love because I love it. But also, like, is it something that they can have a couple of? And is it something that I can, you know, move through? But also, like, I don't want to expand too much and, like, you know, I want to have a smaller selection. I have to really, really, like, we were planning on having a lot more beers, and I'd be like, all right, rein it in, and be like, these are the ones that I really love, and I love all these other beers, but now I'd be like,
let's just make them absolute bangers, like quality more than quantity.
Exactly.
We've tried to do that, I think. I mean,
across the board. The food
Yeah.
menu, the cocktail menu, beer, wine. Like we had a much bigger idea, and we're like, we can do this, and we'll have a lot more business. But it's like, all right, figure things out.
Bottleneck it into
Think a lot harder and
Yeah.
be a little bit more critical. Because I love a lot of beer, I do,
Yeah.
and I have to be like, now what do I really, really like?
Right.
So it had to like think about it, like what and
Yeah.
why do I like it?
Yeah.
Well, and there's been a lot of like, okay, are we putting this on just because that's like what we want to drink right now, or is it like do we all as kind of a collective of the people who work there, because I think all the people who are there right now are very talented and super into
Yeah, we have an
what
amazing
we're
staff,
doing,
yeah.
and so is it like, okay, does everyone
board.
enjoy this? Is everybody on board? Are people who are not, the six of us going to enjoy
Right.
this, or like
Right.
we just like, I want to do
Outside
some
of
weird
people
shit
that work
like,
here.
Yeah.
People that work here,
So-
is it going to be sellable, or people want to go back and be
Yeah.
like, oh, they still have made lunch with
There's
that.
also
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's also
Yeah.
that, like, it's my first restaurant, so I'm gonna do whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like,
Which
I think it
changed
should be a
lives.
nice balance.
yeah,
Absolutely,
it's
yeah.
definitely
Absolutely.
kind of been trying
Absolutely.
to rein that in quite a bit. But.
Yeah.
I might have jumped ahead, but the Equilibrium is probably my favorite one. It's just,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's got a
I
lot
think
of
this
pineapple
Oxtoberfest
to it.
is really
yeah,
nice.
that's really good too.
I love
I'm
it.
not much
Yeah,
of a smoker.
You're right. The
smoker
smoking
guy.
piss is real pleasant. Like it's
yeah.
like got fresh wood to it as well, and
Just
nice
a little,
tart
like,
sourness.
astringent sour.
Little campfire beer.
But it's got yeah,
Yeah.
like, just enough.
But
enough
not like
rich-
an ASR. Like it's not like
Oh, right. Yeah.
eating a ham hock
Right,
over a
yes,
campfire.
yeah,
You know?
right.
Yeah,
I'm not opposed to that. But.
it's this funny blend of light but still rich enough. Where,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh wow.
But this is the Equilibrium next.
That's definitely my favorite. It tastes like just beer flavored pineapple juice, honestly.
Wow.
It's a little
Yeah,
funky,
that's crazy.
little funky
That-
to it, but like
It tastes like fermented pineapple. That's
Right, right.
awesome. Almost like a little salty, but I don't think there's salt in there. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But it's like maybe just the savoriness of like the fermentation is what's giving me that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that Aslin is really interesting.
I feel like it's a good beer to have after the pineapple. So you got like
It's-
the little bit of funk, but then you taste the Aslin and wipes the vanilla just kind of wipes out like the.
What is the finish on that? There's like I guess it's just the vanilla. That's a
I
really,
think so.
like,
Yeah. So you got a little tropical,
Yeah.
and then it's just kind of there's no
Isn't that
hop
wild?
bitterness.
I
at all.
haven't tried the Aslin.
Try
Go
it. It's super interesting. I don't fuck with IP. Oh, I don't.
No, you're good. You're
Okay.
good. This is very organic. So.
I don't drink a lot of IPAs. They're not my jam too
Yeah, yeah.
much. But
No,
this
it's
is
great.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
Hits that milkshake style spot on, like that big mouthfeel,
Yeah.
but insane,
Dude,
Yeah.
insane
that
tropical.
vanilla on the finish is like.
Yeah, it kind of
Raw.
like wipes out your palate and then kind
Yeah.
of prepares you for the next bite or
Yeah,
or
it comes
sip or
comes
something.
mid late too, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
vanilla, and you're like, am I eating cake? Am I not
Yeah,
eating
right,
cake?
right. Where am I right now?
Yeah, that's
this?
good.
Much lighter note, conspicuous by their absence. I was looking on Facebook. Oliver Speck and Dylan Furnett, your pet piggies. Do you think this may be a very convicting question, but like, do you think it's irony that one of my favorite appetizers at Sally O's is the pork belly appetizer?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. It's-
Well, the pigs are still well.
Okay.
Still
That's
very much
that's hearsay
alive.
until I see pictures. I
Very
guess.
fat and happy.
Right.
I did almost kill Fernie the other day because she knocked over a plant shelf at the house.
It was
I cried.
there was dirt everywhere,
It was
broken
awful. Broken
planter pots everywhere.
She ate most of my plants. Like knocked over this whole shelf that was probably what, like
2.5 feet wide, but like it was like 5 feet tall, like 4 shelves. Each had like 2 or 3 pots on the shelf.
all over the living
It was probably
room
about
floor.
Not something you want to walk downstairs.
like
to.
5,
Or
6
home
gallons
from
of
work.
dirt.
Right, right, yeah.
5, 6 gallons of
Yeah.
dirt and shards of pot just.
And
And
she's
then,
like,
like,
what?
mangled roots and leaves, and she's just like in the kitchen, just covered in dirt. Like
Oh, where?
was fine.
That's what we're doing? Just,
It was fine. We cleaned it
it
up.
was fine.
We
I
cleaned
cried
it
a lot. But yeah, they are well and good.
They're alive and kicking. Yeah.
I just work all the damn time. You
Yeah.
know?
No, I get it.
So,
I get it.
like, I come home and feed them and hang out with them for a little bit in the backyard and then I go to bed.
No, I get
So,
it. I think the pandemic's
but-
kind of wiped us all out. Like, and when you finally get to work and you kind of scrunch it all in and you feel a little bit better that you kind of accomplished something, you come home. That's the last thing, obviously, that you want to walk into. But
Yeah.
I was talking to Meg, my wife, earlier today. I was like, what do we got? Like a therapeutic pig or something like. So I have to talk to you off camera about.
It's funny the differences in their personalities. I mean, I don't have children, so I can't equate it to that.
Right.
But like, I mean, they're
Awesome.
they're night and day. Like
Right.
they're totally different
Mm-hmm.
pigs.
It's like that cat.
You know?
It's like that cat that like snuggles up on you. And the other one's like oh, you weren't home all day.
Yep.
You
Exactly.
kinda, like,
Exactly.
take a poo right in the kitchen or something.
Ollie is like just wants to lay in his room and like he'll be like, "Oh, you're home. Cool. Nice to see
Yeah.
you." And Fernie's like, "Where are you?
Right.
Feed me now." She's a monster.
I've moved on to the Alvinne personally.
That's what I'm on now.
Yeah.
Dude, so good. I love their
It is
just.
delicious.
Mm.
Yeah.
It tastes a lot better than it smells, and people are just like. I was studying for the sister own exam a couple of years ago, and they're like, some of the adjectives that they used were basically like barnyard and sweat sock, and I was just like, no way. And then I
Yeah,
was like,
horse
you smell-
blanket.
you- horse blanket. You
horse
smell this?
blanket.
You're just like.
That's a
That
good.
smells like a freaking armpit.
This-
Yeah.
But it tastes fantastic.
This
Like,
straight up.
a lot
you
of
get,
layers.
You get the Bordeaux on there.
Oh
That's,
yeah,
That's
Like,
crazy.
it dries out your mouth.
Like it's got good tan. Oh my god, the tannins build too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
So what's going? What's coming in the pipe? The nearby. Walk me through the rest of the year at Sally. So are we doing anything event wise, or just
mean,
going to change it? Just kind of.
Who fucking knows?
We're trying.
Right,
We're,
yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like-
we're
Sure.
trying to keep people comfortable outdoors.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
we want to. I don't know how to feel about people being inside. You know what I mean? Like the part of me that is like a brand new business owner is saying, well, if we go to 75% capacity, then that makes it worthwhile monetarily to seat people indoors.
Yeah.
But the part of me that is a human
Yeah.
is like, what happens if one of my staff gets sick? Like, we have to shut down because there's not that many of us.
Number one.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, everybody has to get tested.
Number-
Number three, one person does many things, and it's a loss
Exactly.
for one person,
Yeah.
let alone an entire business. So
Like,
you're
if-
reeling.
If I got sick or like my sous chef got sick, we'd be fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We
Like,
would we would
we
close.
have to close because
and that could be 2 weeks. Yeah.
and that would be detrimental to
At
the
the
business.
minimum.
If not
and,
more, if
yeah,
not
at a
more,
minimum
if not
2
more.
weeks. And so I don't know, but I have some plans for the outdoor space that we're gonna do. The idea is I've got these covered pergolas, these big structures that we're gonna put out there, and then I'm gonna create these I guess barriers.
Yeah, between tables
That
and
we're
like
gonna
kind
put
of.
between tables.
you're
Like a kind of divider thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're like
dividers.
enclosed, but there's airflow and
Yeah.
have the heaters, so it's like an enclosed space should retain some heat, but also you're not feel like it's
It's like
keeping
a
air
sauna.
in.
Yeah, it won't be like
Right.
it'll be like a little alcove, but not like a cave. You know what I mean? Because the sides and the back will be open,
Right.
but you'll be covered so the rain won't be an issue, and it'll be somewhat enclosed so that the heat will stay with you. I also got blankets for people.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
If people want blankets to
You
to
did
dine with.
You did a pop up at Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of the summer.
April.
Yeah, April.
God,
Yeah.
1,000 years ago.
And
Scary.
I'm reminded, yeah, it's for real, like 3 years ago. I'm reminded of like their setup because they have like little booths outside, and
that shit was good.
Are you already on the
That
good?
Yeah,
Tilquin
yeah.
Geuzerable. Sorry to
oh
interrupt.
no, good.
Behind both of you. Yeah.
No, I'm just kind of
Yeah.
kind of pinballing around. But
So I'm sorry, what were you saying about Mr. Nice Guy?
No. So yeah, you did a pop up there, but I'm just kind of equating it to like the way they're set up, where they have little booths where there's partitions, but it's not like completely closed in. It's nice and like if I'm facing this way, the person behind it's kind of like diner style. Like
Well,
where
they have
they
like
can't see you,
it's like the back to back
booths
things,
or,
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So something like that, but it won't be a structure that will be like attached. We're still going to have the wooden tables and the upholstered chairs because I cannot tell you how many people have been so excited to sit on a real chair.
Oh, dude.
Like,
and we have our red chairs out there. They're breaking probably 4 or 5 at the by the clip every week.
People
it's like,
We're like,
love
this like cloth or like fabric chairs outside. I don't know. And then people are like, this is great.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I would just pay money
Right.
for a bar stool with no back right now, actually, for people in here. But and going back to what we were saying earlier, it's like people coming up and asking, well, you're allowed 50%. How come you're not open? Well, the simple answer is if I get sick, I don't get paid, and if I get sick, then the other person has the possibility to get sick, and so we all have to kind of shut the operation down, and everybody wins.
And the thing is, business is good outside.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately,
we got a month or so, or 2 months maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fortunately, we have 10 tables outside too. We have 40 seats, so we, thank God, have enough to keep the lights on and keep staff paid and be okay. But there's places that have 1 and 2 tables out there or none at all, and
they've had to kind of reinvent themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the winter brings. I mean, who knows if God forbid cases go back up because now more people are inside and things get shut back down again. I mean, that's you look at what California went through, and I mean they've been shut down again for
2 months.
2 months now. Yeah. Was it back in July? June or July, I think, is when they shut back down again.
Friends were like, "Oh, we can go out," and then they're like, "We
Psych,
can't go out
just
next
kidding.
week." Yeah.
Right.
I mean, when I went to visit my mother, who recently passed in the beginning of July, and I kind of purposefully didn't tell any of my old California friends because I was going to deal with some stuff with my mom, but I don't know. I feel like, oh hey, I heard you were in town. Like
that's a lot.
I'm here.
On,
like oh well, let's go get some beers. I'm like, well, isn't everything closed?
Yeah.
Like where
How
can
can we even?
I can't even
Yeah.
like you can't come over to my mom's house because she's sick and and like I'm not coming to your house because I don't know where you've been and like you guys are all toxic, all you Californians.
I don't know
love
where
you,
y'all been,
but I don't know where you've been, what you've been doing.
Yeah, I had my 40th birthday in May.
Oh, happy birthday!
Oh no,
big 4-0. Yeah, no, big happy birthday.
Well, the major plan was to go somewhere like Belgium or Czech Republic or something like that, and
they do not want Americans.
I say this with all honesty. I was fortunate enough for the guys here, the boys and the girls here, to bring their lawn chair and sit outside with me, and we just cracked a couple stoop side beers. And
awesome.
Nice.
You know what? I had no regrets, not at all. But that was definitely the way that I couldn't ask for anything more. In the present, and that was in the thick of things too. Like you weren't even really allowed to walk through the park, let alone walk your dog.
I know, right?
In a similar fashion, we've had some customers who come up and like, oh, we got this Oxtoberfest, and like, we're supposed to go this year.
Oh yeah, we're supposed.
And
a lot of people.
Well, here's a little treat. Make you feel like you're there.
Here's what it would have tasted like if you're there, but you're not there. You're not there.
Yeah, shit's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I am a huge fan of this Equilibrium and this Alvinne.
Yeah, I think I, not even on purpose. I put
they're
these
like
next
the
to each
most,
other, but I feel like they're like I'm kind of going back and forth
they're
on both.
Super
of them.
fun, yeah.
I did take
Aslin.
a sip of the Avery.
I'm
make
Well,
my
I'm
eyes water a
waiting
little
on
bit.
I'm scared of that.
Yeah.
I think the more that I drink this,
I'm not scared. I'm excited.
Aslin
yeah.
IPA, the more I like it.
Yeah, it kind of
it's
grows on me
great.
a little
It
bit.
really does. Yeah.
But
yeah, like I feel like the wood just like mellows it out. Like,
Yep.
It's just like I'm expecting something so intense, but you still get a lot of good fruit. But you're like, this is not boozy. This is just like a juice.
This is a juice. It's not even real. It's juice.
This isn't even
It looks like
real
OJ.
beer.
It
It's
also
just
mellows out the
juice.
fruit flavors too. They're like there, you get them, but just that resting mellows it out real nice.
I always like to ask, like, if pandemic didn't exist right now, and I walk in, and they're like, "Yeah, grab whatever from the fridge." What's in your fridge right now? Here.
At home or at the
Yeah.
restaurant? At home?
Well,
At home?
if there's a stark difference, I guess both.
At
but
home,
yeah.
so
There
I-
is a stark
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. So I started home brewing because of the.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've homebrewed before, but now I'm like, I got to start doing that
Yeah.
again. So I have an Imperial IPA that was supposed to be an IPA. It just went crazy. It just fermented a lot more than I wanted it
all over the
to.
place, yeah.
So I have an Imperial IPA I homebrewed in my fridge. It's nice. It's balanced.
Yeah.
It's a little thick.
It's free.
It's free. Exactly.
I can take it whenever I want.
What else? In our fridge, ketchup.
Mayonnaise.
But
Probably.
I don't like mayonnaise.
I love mayonnaise. How did I not know this about you?
Oh, man.
and other things
Right.
to drink.
I'm just like,
We'll never talk about it again.
oh, God. This
Yeah.
one guy, yeah, not sorry, like, I remember this is back in like February when the guy got like a side of tots. He's like, can I just get like 2 ramekins of mayonnaise? And I was just like, yeah.
Scooter, that's me.
And then he put malt vinegar on top of the tots, and I'm just like,
That's very Belgian.
That sounds
That's very-
delicious.
Isn't that Belgian, like malt vinegar and mayonnaise or something like
Yeah.
that?
My
Yeah.
nose was burning, my eyes were watering. I'm like, can I go home, please? This is ridiculous.
You know, I have
What
a
else?
Duke's mayonnaise tattooed on my leg.
Yeah, she does.
I also have Duke's mayonnaise earrings and a necklace.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Can't do it. Yeah, I'm a mustard and relish kind of guy.
Mustard is also delicious.
Oh, but I think at the restaurant, it's main lunch and that field recordings,
Field recordings pet
which
nap.
is from Paso Robles, California. It's great. It's like sparkling. It's Chardonnay, but it's also dry hopped, which is a super unique thing for beer.
Okay, for grapes, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
It's not too common, and we tried it. and We're like, this is fantastic. Like, we need to have it. So we're trying to like do things that are unique and like be like, that's a great idea. I can't believe somebody did that, and I want to show people that these are things that you can do and how delicious they can be. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the wine list has been a lot of fun, I think, in so many ways because we really wanted to have a focus on natural wines. And I think that natural wines, in a lot of ways, are very similar to like sour beers and that like kind of funky, hazy, unfiltered kind of, you know, weird cloudiness that a lot of, you know, these like super fun sours with their wild yeast and things. There's a lot of parallels with the natural wine world, and you can get like something super off the wall, like a dry hopped Chardonnay, you know, that has this like crazy
That's
effervescent,
sparkly.
and, like,
Yeah.
Just
you
a
know,
whole bunch of
yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. I mean, the whole thing has been really good. Like we're very blessed to, you know, to be busy in a time where who knows what's going to happen, and people have been really supportive and really accepting of like all the weird shit that we're trying to do.
No, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Well, like I said, we were there, what was it, Thursday. We ate and drank our way through the menu. We finished off with the churro-inspired dessert.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee ice cream.
So good.
And I was like, you know what, pick out whatever whiskey. They're like, well, you know what, we'll do the industry equivalent. It's basically your Baltimore Boilermaker, and we call it
The Sportsman.
The Sportsman.
It's inspired by one of my favorite bars in the entire world.
So I took heed. And, we got a little.
No
we got-
effing way.
We got a little Sportsman accent for you guys. Don't feel any pressure, but a little old Forester.
No.
Oh, that's
Get
great.
out. I gotta try still gotta try the Avery pumpkin beer before I get a good.
It's all right. I
spot
think it'll
shot.
compliment and you know, that kind of adjective, you know, this and that. But, you know, just a little aperitif before
Yeah, a
you
little
go to
$5
dinner.
Yeah.
Boilermaker
Yeah.
I was like, this is
For you
fantastic,
industry
actually.
friends,
it's so
it's
good, right?
It's a little known secret. Now it'll be more of a known secret.
I
The
want to touch on
sportsman.
that for a minute too, because I feel like I've worked at enough restaurants. So like I've worked at like places like One Eye Mike's, where it's a Grand Marnier bar, and that was the thing. And I've worked in Mexican places where you sip on tequila after work or whatever. But I really enjoy the whole process of a Boilermaker, so to speak. Beer and a shot for y'all that aren't really following along, but. I think I think it's a very blue collar thing to do. That it's just basically, at the end of the day, no frills. All I want to do is a bubbly beer and a shot of whiskey, man.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in this world like I will drink a Miller Lite can on a hot day. I don't care. But my favorite, honestly, is a Stillwater Classic can and like an Old Forester or a
I love
Kentucky Gentleman or something like that.
PBR
Ooh,
benchmark.
Do you know
is
what's in our
mine.
fridge right now? Speaking of Stillwater, we have a bottle of premium.
Oh yeah.
From,
I had no idea what the hell it was.
Yeah, we went to Torst in
Oh
Brooklyn.
yeah.
What was that, like 2 years ago?
Around
Last
that,
year? Whatever,
yeah.
sometime. And I saw it on their menu, and I was like, give me 2 bottles. We're going to drink one now, and we're going to take one home.
We're gonna eat one.
I don't care how much they're. And they were like, which vintage? We have.
I don't care,
Just give me 2,
just pick one, man.
please.
Which one's from this out?
Yeah. So we have that bottle of premium that I've been saving for I don't know what, but that's what's in. That's definitely.
I'm not sure what the night holds for you guys. I'm gonna open mine up. You're more than welcome to.
Oh well, cheers on the.
Oh.
You always do the shot first, and then you chase it with the beer.
We
eh?
haven't had the. I still gotta try this.
Do you do the
Avery.
fullsies or you do the halvesies?
You can do whatever you like.
I'm gonna do a half.
It's
I'm
on
gonna
me.
do a halvesies.
Yeah. Old Forester's so good.
Well, we're almost out of beer. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out and entertaining my weird nerdy habit. And we're gonna see you guys in the near future. I was told by your wonderful server the other night that you guys are open until 10:30 during the week, 11:30 on the weekends. For the most
So
part.
just for seating, 10:30 and 11:30, and then kitchen is open until 11 and midnight. So
Awesome.
if you are trying to get carry out at 10:30 at night,
We're not gonna kick you out. Yeah.
give us
Or
a
on
holler.
Friday, Saturday, yeah. Just
Sure.
Like all 11:30. Call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You need a
Awesome.
bite to eat. You're hungry. You want something good. Give
We're
us a
on
call.
Conkling and Bank.
Golf.
Conkling
I'm
and
sorry,
Goff.
yes.
Yep, Conkling
Got
and
it.
golf.
Right at that intersection.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the website is just sallyos.com. And what else? Anything else? Other stuff? What else should we say?
If you'd like to re-up on any of the beers that we offer tonight, please use shop.maxis.com. Please follow me at Beer Tender on Instagram and Facebook, and at Humble Beer Society. Till then, thank you all so much.
Go to Max's. It's one of the best beer bars in the world.
Thank you guys so much. We're still carry out, but we're still gonna find a beer that you guys like. Till next time, we'll see you soon. Thank you so.
Thank you guys.